The match stats sponsored by Papa John's. Hawaii, better ingredients, better pizza.
Taking a look here at our stats. Not good for Hawaii, hitting negative .020, while UCLA is hitting .356. Another thing, Hawaii being outdug. Hawaii traditionally a better defensive team. UCLA with 15 digs to 9. Service errors, Hawaii with 9. Both teams have yet to get a service ace. And attempts, Hawaii and UCLA about even. So UCLA really dominating, and especially in the blocking department, 8-3. Taking a look at some of the highlights that Hawaii had. Nate Zemniak trying all that he can to keep his team involved. You see this little block off the tip shot, as well as a joust play that he's won earlier against Amberg. One of the few times UCLA's middles suffered defeat. You see Amberg's hit in the middle, also blocking Hawaii's back row attack of Joshua Walker. We said in the beginning of the broadcast that Hawaii would have to defend the middle, and they have not been able to do that, as UCLA is just dominating in all facets of the game.
When we come back, it will be set 3. The hard hit is sponsored by Ace Hardware Hawaii. Ace, the helpful play.
The hard hit brought to us tonight by UCLA's Amberg in the middle. See how quick he hits that right out of the setter's hands. He hits that ball before Hawaii blockers even was able to get up. Excuse me, Dunlap hit that last ball. Dunlap with 5 kills, hitting .833 on the night for UCLA.
So UCLA having control of this match since the beginning, since the first serve. And they have been able to easily win 2 sets, 25-19 in set 1. And something that's a rarity, Hawaii really getting blasted, 25-14. And it all starts with the big guy. He just had a terrible time throughout the day with pains in his midsection, Jonas Umlauf. And Umlauf, by sitting down tonight, really put stress on Hawaii, because he is their leading kill shot guy.
Yeah, if you make the comparison, if Joe Sunder got injured for some reason, how that would affect the Penn State team that we saw last night. Umlauf just a integral part of this Hawaii offense, and just really a leader on the court. The team looks to him, so we'll see if Hawaii's new lineup can withstand what looks like they will be going in the same lineup that we saw at the beginning of set number 2.
Serving for UCLA will be Thomas Amberg from El Cajon, California. Wears that on his left wrist, that very extensive tape job, because he has ligament damage. But that doesn't stop him at all, because he's a right-hander. We have a statistic here that's rather negative. Hawaii has never, ever started a season 0-3. Into the net by Amberg. So the possibility of Hawaii going 0-3 really presents itself, and it's a judgment call, but the way they've played, you would expect logic to come in and say they've got to really turn things around to win this one. Hunt serving. And a double hit is called. So a point for Hawaii. Hawaii leading 2-0 here in the 3rd set. Serving will be Hunt. Hunt serving again. That ball hit over and in that time by Dunlap.
So Dunlap hit that ball in the net previous and went right back to him and was able to find success the 2nd time, picking up his 6th kill.
Bridgman serving. Dug up by Costello. That ball is hit over by Paxter. Free ball now for Hawaii. Paxter again. Paxter on the short set by Zemyak. Hawaii leading 3-1.
Well, great to see Michael Taxter getting involved in the offense. Second kill of the night. As we said, he came in big last night in the fourth set against Penn State.
Lofi comes into the middle. That ball is shanked. Chased down by Scatterregio. Hawaii with it. Ball is hit over by Walker. Bridgman. Scatterregio. That ball is hit over. Hawaii still has it. Finally hitting it is Dyer. And Dyer cannot get the K-Spear to really handle that, and K-Spear ended up flopping. Paxter serves it into the net. Many service errors throughout this match. Hawaii leading by 2, 4-2, and serving is Quiroga. He puts it in, a service error. This crowd has been sitting here a long time, too, and what they're witnessing is negative, negative, negative. And so as soon as there's a positive thing happen, they cheer loudly. Dyer again. That's long.
So both teams exchange service errors. Hawaii now with 11 service errors. UCLA with 10. Not far behind.
Dunlap serving in the air by Hunt. Zemyak. Walker.
So Josh Walker says he likes this quicker offense. This quick attack allows him to give himself a little bit more options, less time to really think about it. Shows why he likes it so much right here, hitting inside Amberg's left hand.
Walker with 4 kills. He serves, and he serves it out. And we mentioned at the start of this invitational that is one of the traits that he really struggles with, keeping the ball in, keeping it in play.
Oftentimes they're trying to find that balance between being over-aggressive and trying to be able to keep that ball in play.
Scatterregio will serve. Pick up by Walker. Zemyak goes cross court to Hunt, rolls it along the cable, and the ball goes out.
So Hunt trying to hit that ball too sharp cross court, ends up catching a bit of the cable and rolling out of bounds. Hunt still hitting negative for Hawaii.
Scatterregio serving again. Walker, Zemyak, and hitting the ball out is Dyer. Boy, Hawaii's just, when we said that they're not consistent, they're just having, it's plaguing them. Tied at 6. Scatterregio. Costello. Zemyak goes to Hunt. That is dug up by Hastings. Ball hit over by Amberg, chased down by Walker. And the ball hit by Dyer, but right there was the UCLA block.
So Hawaii needs to settle down. It seems like they're trying too hard. They're trying to overpower that ball way too high to take a full swing like that for Brendan Dyer.
Scatterregio continues to serve for UCLA. Dug up by Walker, overpasses, and the ball escapes the court. Things are turning badly again here in the third set. UCLA leading by 2.
Kizashi means a sign of great things to come. Kizashi, Suzuki's totally new midsize sedan, blending Japan-built quality and design never experienced in its class. A premium sedan at a non-premium price. Test drive Kizashi today and experience greatness. For a limited time, get even more with Suzuki. Finance as low as 0.9% APR on a brand new Suzuki. Don't miss the Payment Free for 3 event, exclusively at your Suzuki dealers of Hawaii.
This is the jungle, disguised as a wedding, but a jungle nonetheless. And here there are 2 types of tigers. One who goes straight to the prize, and the one who gets the prize to come to him.
Nothing compares to Pizza Hut's one and only stuffed crust pizza. With almost 3.5 feet of cheese-filled crust surrounding a large pizza that's loaded with your favorite topping, nothing even comes close. And for a limited time, our stuffed crust pizza is just $15.99. At that price, it's sure to become your favorite. It's so good, you may want to order too. The one and only stuffed crust pizza, now only $15.99, and only at your Kama'aina Pizza Hut.
Coming up at the end of this match, a member of each team will be selected as the most outstanding, sponsored by Bank of Hawaii. 8 for UCLA, 6 for Hawaii. Hawaii down 2-0 as far as sets are concerned in this match.
See if Scatterreggia goes after Walker on this serve.
That ball dug up by Costello. Walker hits it over. Hit over by Amberg. That goes off Walker, and that's a point for UCLA. And Scatterreggia is just, he's busy. This is serve number 6. 9-6 UCLA in this third set. This crowd simply stunned. They were stunned at Ball State 2 nights ago, and the way Hawaii is playing tonight. Finally, Scatterreggia says, I'm only human, and he puts it into the net. 9-7, Hawaii trailing by 2. Lofi will go back to serve for Hawaii. Jared Lofi, 6'9" junior out of Long Beach, California. Lollipops it over. Ball is hit by Amberg, and Amberg hits it down in front of Taxter.
Well, again, a tight pass, but Scatterreggia saves this ball from going over. And then you see Hunt go up with the setter. He's back row. And you see yet another service error by K-Spear into the bottom of the net.
So that's a point for Hawaii. Hawaii remains 2 points down here in the third set. Zemiak will go back to serve for Hawaii. Hawaii trying desperately to pull something out here so that they won't be swept. They have been dominated by UCLA. And it all starts with Umlauf not playing tonight because of illness.
Something different.
Zemiak gets it in. That ball is dug up. They go cross court. That ball hit over by Hiroga. UCLA again, Amberg. So Hawaii able to keep the ball alive, get it over, and then Amberg comes along and blasts it to the floor. 11-8 UCLA. And the same pattern is now emerging in this third set. That ball hit by Walker. And that ball again goes out. It is 12-8. UCLA at the same position in this set, starting to pull away again. Zemiak. Ball is hit up by the scoreboard and then shanked into the stands by Philip Darren, who has just come into the game.
And with that, Darren gets subbed out. Hawaii being led right now by Brennan Dyer with 5 kills. The kill leader for Hawaii.
That's amazing.
Walker with 4 and Hunt with 4.
Hunt serving. They go outside with it. Bridgman hits it to Walker, and Walker makes him pay. UCLA leading 12-10. Hawaii still 2 points down, as going back to serve is Hunt. Hunt serves. That ball dug up by K-Spear. They battle at the net. The ball comes down. It will go to the UCLA side. Another point. And Hawaii gets overwhelmed in the middle again. 13-10. Hawaii coaches are up and say, you really, have you seen it? Is that what happened?
They're calling for a back row attacker on Scattereggia.
Hitting it over is Walker. Ball is hit over by Quiroga. Good save that time by Hunt. Hit over by Walker. That's a diving dig by Hastings. Ball is two-handed over by K-Spear. And then hit over by Dunlap. Too many weapons for UCLA. Hawaii just tries to keep responding. Taxter was in on that play, but at the end, it's a point for UCLA.
We saw some great defensive moves on both sides of the court. Hunt with a one-handed save, as well as the libero Hastings getting a phenomenal dig in that rally as well for UCLA.
Here's Bridgman. Bridgman has spent a lot of time at the service line. Gets it in. Hunt chased down by Zemyak. The ball is just hit down with force by Dyer. And that went off Hastings. Point for Hawaii. It'll be 11 serving 14.
Well, fantastic set by Nate Zemyak, setting from the left front all the way to the right front position to Dyer, who picks up his 6th kill.
Taxter serving. Dug up by Quiroga. Quiroga to Hunt. Hunt gets it over. And that ball hit over by Dunlap. And that's another point. Got it by Zemyak that time. 15-11 UCLA. And timeout is called. (15-11) UCLA. UCLA has had a frolic night as they have danced all over Hawaii.
Hawaii right now hitting 0-0-0 compared to UCLA's 344.
Quiroga will serve, the Argentine. That goes off. Castillo chased down by Hunt. UCLA again. Ball is hit over by Quiroga. Pancake dig by Zemyak. Now they say no, it was too late.
Well, just everything going the way of the Bruins. You see here just a tip from the behind the 3-meter line. Zemyak tries to slide to get his hand under there. Unfortunately, they call it down.
Quiroga serves, line drive. That ball shanked by Costello. 17-11. The exact same scenario in the first set and in the second set. Timeout has been called by Hawaii. UCLA in a position for the sweep. 17 for UCLA, 11 for Hawaii. And the biggest cheer of the night is for Alan Hackbard, dancing his way up and down the aisle, trying to give some energy to this crowd. It's been a tough night for Hawaii.
What if he's eligible for most valuable player of the...
Could be. Quiroga serving for UCLA. Hunt, Zemyak, Walker didn't get all of it. Quiroga gets that ball to Scattereggia. The ball is hit over by Walker. So Walker responds.
Walker just trying to get himself out of negative hitting right now. Negative .048.
Dyer goes back to serve. 12 serving 17. Lally pops it over. And Walker, single block, solo block that time on the hit by Bridgman.
Well, Walker with a kill earlier now adds this to his highlight tape with a block solo against Bridgman one-on-one. Nice drop in by Josh Walker.
Dyer to serve. Ball hit over by Dunlap. Hawaii responds.
Well, Lofi decided to take matters into his own hand and hit that ball over on 2. Actually elbowed Zemyak in the neck.
So Lofi contributed. And Hawaii still around 17-14. They have cut the lead to 3. (17) for UCLA, 14 for Hawaii. trying to hold on here in the third set. Hawaii down 2-0. Serving will be Dyer. Hastings gets it to the front row. That ball is hit over. Hawaii responds. Get over again. That time K-Spear. That's blocked back. But then more blockers show up.
Hawaii players calling for that ball out of bounds. But call stands on the court. It was in.
Serving will be Dunlap. That is an ace. Some confusion there by Costello and also Hunt. Both thought it was going out. 19-14. UCLA. Outside. And that block was right there. Scatterrazia led the double block. Scatterrazia and also Worley.
See Worley just checking into the match for the first time.
15 serving, 19. Serving is Walker. That ball, they say that, no, they're going to finally give it to Hawaii. Chasing it down with Scatterrazia. And that's that antenna rule where you can go on the other side of the court, but it's got to come back.
On the outside of the antenna.
19-16. Walker to serve. Hastings in the air. Scatterrazia, and the ball hit over by K-Spear. K-Spear just inside the line, and UCLA gets to the second plateau.
K-Spear with 9 kills, hitting .571. By far his best outing here tonight in the Outriggers Invitational.
Scatterrazia serving. That ball dug up by Costello, pushed over by Walker. Ball is hit, and that will go off. The players in the back row hit by Hunt.
Well, Hawaii got lucky. That ball appeared to be going out of bounds, but Kuroga got his hand on it in the back row, as we see a substitution, a serving substitution for Lofi.
Into the game for Hawaii is Sam Bescaro. He has appeared briefly in this particular match as the setter. He now comes in and puts it in the middle of the net. It's 21-17, UCLA.
Just a bad toss that time. Able to get that toss where he wanted it and ended up making contact far in front of his body.
Matt Handley has come into the game. He will serve now. He's a freshman out of Pacific Palisades, California. Gets it in, dug out by Costello. And the ball hit over by Walker. Line drived it, but it went out.
Walker calling for that set to be a little bit higher.
22-17. That's way out that time by Handley. K-Spear will come back onto the floor for UCLA for Handley. Zemiak will serve for Hawaii. 18 serving 22.
See if Zemniak can get on some kind of run here for Hawaii in this last effort to make a comeback.
Zemiak gets it in diving dig that time by Hastings. They go outside to Kuroga. And again, UCLA is able to call in the troops, Amberg. And Amberg will serve.
Well, this is what, again, they do so well is they run that middle effectively in transition.
Hunt. 23-19, UCLA. So Steve Hunt will go back to serve now for Hawaii. Taxter in the front row for Hawaii, along with Dyer and along with Walker. Hunt gets it in. The ball hit off the antenna. Where's the whistle? Nothing there. Ball goes up. Costello, Walker, in the air by Quiroga. Coming up and getting the ball over is Scataragia, hit by Walker, and that ball goes off Hastings. Good scramble by Hawaii that time.
Well, Hawaii going almost exclusively right now to Josh Walker, trying to get their senior leader to help them get back in it as Al Skates calls his first timeout.
Time to tell you about the all-tournament team from this invitational. Dominic Spadavecchio of Ball State. Jonas Umlauf, even though he did not play tonight because of illness. Edgardo Goes of Penn State. Dennis Del Valle of Penn State. Jeremy Casebeer of UCLA. Weston Dunlap of UCLA. And the most outstanding player, Joe Sunder of Penn State.
Not disagree with any of that. I think that's a very accurate collection of the talent that we've seen this weekend, especially of Sunder. A definite candidate for All-American status for sure, and possibly even National Player of the Year with the numbers that he's been putting up in this past weekend here at UH.
So UCLA just points away now from sweeping this match against Hawaii. And it has been such a rarity that Hawaii would be swept out of this invitational. They're the one doing the inviting. But they just have had a nightmarish experience tonight against UCLA.
And Hawaii doesn't have much time to really fix things. They're going up against the defending national champion Stanford next weekend, a very talented team.
And they're going up against them twice.
Hopefully Hawaii can see if they can get some kind of momentum right here in these last remaining points. See if they can steal a set from the Bruins. Again, we said the Bruins had to finish strong in matches prior to tonight. The Bruins have struggled at 20 beyond, so we'll see if Hawaii can sneak one through.
Serving will be Hunt. Hits it out. Match point. UCLA. 24-20. So UCLA 1 point away from winning the championship officially. They've already been able to do it with their record. That ball is hit wide. Hit wide that time by Scataragia. So going to serve now is Michael Taxter. Taxter hits it long, quintessentially. No, did he get it in?
So whenever the horn goes off, that means it could potentially be the wrong server for Hawaii. And then out of rotation.
What else can happen to Hawaii?
Just trying to see if I can figure this out right now.
Zemyak talking to the up official.
There wasn't a substitution. So what had happened is Bascaro had come in to serve for Lofi.
And Lofi didn't leave.
And ran out when the libero came in. And there was no substitution that was made when Lofi came back in. There should have been a substitution where Bascaro was supposed to come back in and sub out. He was just a serving specialist. The sub, yeah.
So the game could be over. 24-21. That would be, I mean, what else could happen? Hawaii makes a big mistake at the end. And at the end, a rule slaps them around. And UCLA just, in an evening in which everything went their way, They were able to sweep Hawaii off the court because nothing went Hawaii's way. 25-21 in the third set. This Red Star moment is sponsored by Heineken. Give yourself a good name. This is one of the few moments where Hawaii really has the player at the right place at the right time. And that, of course, was Joshua Walker. Walker played his heart out again. But collectively, Hawaii just didn't compete. So many mistakes. And it all started with Jonas Umlauf announcing that he was unable to play tonight because of stomach illness. Our choice for tonight's most valuable players, Jeremy Casepier from UCLA and Brennan Dyer from the University of Hawaii. The most valuable player awards are sponsored by the Bank of Hawaii. So I turn to you, Ryan. This is not good news for the University of Hawaii volleyball team. I mean, they were swept in their own tournament. They lost 3 games. They have not started a season by being 0-3 ever. And that just has descended upon them with tonight's effort against UCLA. So here comes the defending national champion to add insult to injury perhaps next week. What can this team do?
Not the way Hawaii wanted to start. Yeah, that's for sure. I think the one thing that they need to do is get Jonas Umlauf healthy, get him back on the court. They have a lot of things to work on. I think they're still uncertain about who their middle blockers will be. We saw Taxter towards the end of the weekend started off with Welsh. Lofi got a run in there. I think Hawaii has some key questions in that position that they need to figure out. Ball control at times were an issue. So I think there's a lot of things on the plate. But, you know, it's early in the season. It's an opportunity for the team to work out those wrinkles. And hopefully they can make a run in the MPSF where really it matters the most. And it begins next weekend.
This really affects the whole team. And then by extrapolation, if they don't do well soon, it is going to start to affect their output for the whole season. And next week, they have to prove themselves against the defending national champions, the Stanford Cardinal.
A team with a bunch of Hawaii players on that team still.
Yes. Next Thursday, the Rainbow Warrior basketball team begins, and they won today, begins a WAC 3-game homestand, starting with a contest against the Bulldogs of Fresno State. The home team will be on hand to bring that game to you live on Thursday night starting at 7. It's Hawaii against Fresno State WAC basketball. And Hawaii winning their first WAC game against La Tech today on the road. This has been another Warrior Volleyball presentation on K5, the home team. For Ryan Suji, John Fink, and the entire home team crew, I'm Jim Leahy. Good night, everybody. Sleep well.